It's the 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time, and Matthew's Gospel begins, if a member of the community sins against you, go and point out the fault when the two of you are alone. And if the member listens to you, then you have regained that one. But if the member doesn't listen to you, then take one or two others with you, so that every word can be confirmed by the evidence of two or three witnesses. And if the offender doesn't listen to them, then take it to the church, and if the one doesn't listen to the church, then treat that one as a Gentile or a tax collector. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound also in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loosed also in heaven. For whenever two are in agreement on earth about anything that you ask for, then it will be given to you by my Father in heaven. And for whenever two or three are gathered in my name, I am there with them. And this is you can, underneath it all, you can perhaps feel the festering emotions. It's a somewhat clinical passage, but beneath it all is conflict and ways of dealing with conflict. I often think of the people who come to our kitchen and how they resolve things, and I think the word I'd like to focus on is listen. If the person listens to you, it is hard to listen to someone who's pointing out, particularly the first attempt would often is to point out that I've been offended. I might be angry, or in my case I might withdraw, and it's hard to listen for the other to listen, and sometimes the person listening needs to let the emotion go, and then to actually hear what's the hurt that's there, it's been caused. And how, I think particularly with our words, what we say, we can damage the other. And it's also about staying together. It's like a football club, a church, a family, a relationship. To be able to acknowledge by listening to the deeper parts of myself that I have actually done injury and harm through what I've said or done. And also, if I'm pointing it out, be able to do it with love, not to reject, but to perhaps at the beginning it might be an emotionally charged accusation, but it's only because the other matters that we bother to try to resolve the conflict, try to settle it. I often think that the only thing really that is going for us as Christians is that we have this authority and power of Jesus in our midst to be forgiving, and to acknowledge guilt, and to be reconciled with one another. That's more clearly than in any other moment is the presence of Jesus in those moments. More clearly than in any other moment does love triumph over hatred. Does community triumph over division? It's always something we're working towards. And this passage is a little bit on the clinical side, but at least it doesn't turn a blind eye and say that everything's always rosy.